10 points for Joey. Bam! Right? And I think that's going to, I've said this to you before, I think that's holding you back with women. Because if I was a woman, I'd want no part of that. 1950 is no longer here anymore. 1950s, a guy could it's going to all be about me, and I'm going to be in charge of everything. And the average American woman might go along with that, because that's how she was raised. You ain't going to find that anymore.
I'm just curious, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
How many times could a woman reschedule a dinner date with you before you just said forget?
Oh my God, somebody asked me this on Facebook like a month ago. I just had to deal with this question from somebody else totally. Oh, is this what's happening?
I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying how many times?
Does she watch this?
I'm not saying anything. How many times?
I don't know that there's a black and white hard crystal.
No, because it's all totally contextual, like what have been your other interactions.
Right, but
I'm just curious.
Okay, I don't think it's a black and white answer, but here's what I would say. If the first time she does it is even if it's right before, she calls it off the last second, I would give her a lot of leeway and benefit of the doubt, because I've been burned on this where I'm already going, making conclusions, and it turns out there's a lot of things women can't tell a total stranger, maybe she just got her period, or maybe she ran out of medication that day. She's not ready to tell you the real reason, right? So she's going to make up an excuse.
Yeah, right? I agree that. No,
but she's not comfortable to tell you. It has nothing to do with you. It's about her. And I would say it's not always about you, asshole. Sometimes people have things that whatever, and she's not comfortable to tell you yet. If she doesn't she say, okay, well then, and she turns around and says, hey, let's meet next week. Give me a call. Okay, then I would say she's interested. Okay. Then you call her, and then like that day she calls it off. You would say, I'm thinking there's another guy in the picture.
Okay, let's say you've scheduled dinner, and she calls it off because something came up for her.
Okay.
And so you schedule for next week, and then she calls that off because something came up for her.
Okay, I'm going to say the second time is bad news. If there's not been a date in between, I'm going to say the second time is bad news, because there's some drama going on over there. Because if she's really, really interested in you, and she's already called it off once, she's not going to let that happen a second time. Unless she calls you the second time, she goes, oh my God, you're not going to fucking believe this. XYZ just happened. Lady, please, I'll make it up to you. Can we go tomorrow? If she did that, I'm okay with it. But if she does less than that, and she just says, call me the following week, my bullshit meter is now going up. Because it's not how many times.
It's how.
It's how.
It's the context.
It's the context. Right? And now I'm already starting to think there's drama, and she's got another guy, and she only wants me, or in your case, you, right? Because you're the other guy. But she's still, involved. Maybe she's married. Maybe she's married. Maybe she's living with a guy. She has a boyfriend. She got in a fight with him. She's starting to, look elsewhere. You look pretty good, right? But and her plan was, now check out her plan. Her plan was, when he goes out that night, she's going to go out with you. But then he calls off his plans. She's going to be stuck home. She can't. So now she's going to call you and say, I don't know, call me next week. I don't know what's going on. Because she's got to wait for him to leave the house again. So she may very well want to go out with you. But meanwhile, there's drama you don't know about because she's living with another guy. I have been in trouble with that. I got caught myself 5 years ago dating a married woman. I was dating a married woman for months. Who knew that she was married? Because she was playing a whole game and lying to me. So after that, I became whoa, Rabs, I'm so fucking gullible. I'm so naive. I am super nervous. Anything smells of bullshit now, I get, whoa. You know what I mean? It's whoa. That's why my bullshit meter goes up very, very quick. Right? But I have to temper that because there's a lot of times a woman's not lying. So it's the context.
I agree.
And if you went out with her, let's say, she, moved you off, after 2 times she moved you off, and then you went out with her and you had a great time, things got nice and everything, and then she's allowed to have a problem again. The next time she called up, you okay? But because she's working you in. But if this is a pattern, then I would say there's another thing to keep in thought of. You're going to marry a woman who's constantly calling things off. Even if she's interested in you, this is the way your life's going to be. It's honey, I'm going to be home. I would like dinner. Oh, didn't happen. Sorry. Right? Honey, Shabbos starts tonight. Did you cook kali? Didn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's these are things I would start taking notes on, because even if she's telling the truth, you see a pattern of how she is. right? She's a flake.
Yeah.
She doesn't hold by times. You make up times. Because with me, it's like you make a commitment. I expect you to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
You're a very committed guy.
Yeah, you know, and if you're not going to be there, is this going to be a pattern? Is this something I have to think about?
Right.
You know, you're going to flake on me. You know how fast I got rid of that one guy who we were friends with, right?
Yeah.
I had a show lined up for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
He flaked. He didn't call me back. You're gone.
Yeah.
I don't put up with disrespect. You know, I'm watching this show right now. Last week, I didn't have a computer last week at home. So I was like forced to watch TV. There was nothing on one night. Or, you know, whatever. It was like 42 had the basketball game on 42.
Yeah.
And like 45 was AMC. And I'm like in the 40s. I'm flipping around trying to find something to look at. You know, and like how many John Wayne movies can you look on an AMC? And like there was no basketball. So I ended up like 50. I don't usually go up that high. I get a nosebleed like by 50, right?
Yeah,
and 50 is like some kids channel. I don't know what it is. VH1 or something. I'm looking at this thing called Mob Wives. Well, this is like the greatest show I've ever seen. Have you ever watched this?
It's really good.
Have you ever watched this thing?
Nah.
I never heard of it. It's like the funniest fucking show ever. They got 4 yentas.
Yeah.
They're like the most spoiled New Jersey... No, they're Staten Island, which is right next to New Jersey.
Right.
Bitches of all time. Right? I mean, it's hilarious, them talking to each other. And they're all wives and mothers. And they're just so low class. Right? And they think they're so high class because they have so much money.
Right.
They're so disgusting. And it's hilarious. You just laugh at them. I can't get enough of that show. I could watch a marathon of it. Okay, I've turned like totally addicted to it. I have to go to like Mob Wives Anonymous.
Right.
Seriously, I have to go to Mob Wives Anonymous.
Yeah.
Why did I bring this up? What were we just saying? Because I wanted to it reminded me of the show. What we were just saying.
We were talking about a woman keeps rescheduling dinner.
Oh, yes. Mob Wives deals with that.
Okay.
Because they keep blowing each other up.
Oh, okay.
And the thing you don't do with these bitches, right, is the disrespect.
Right.
The disrespect, this word comes up in every episode, like every 5 minutes, is what drives them nuts. Nobody comes into my house and disrespects me. Do you know who I am? I don't appreciate the disrespect.
Right.
I can't, and it's always you hear the word disrespect, right? And I start thinking, Raps, I can learn from these bitches. I let people disrespect me far too much. Like this one chick, she's like, nobody comes into my house and disrespects me. And I said, you know what? I've been putting up with people coming out of my Facebook wall and disrespecting me. And I'm not going to stand for it anymore. You know what I mean? You once posted that in your I don't need your...
Service.
No, you wrote, I don't need your condemnation or something, or your criticism.
On my Facebook wall.
Yeah, like if I post I'm doing something, and you have a problem with it, I don't want to hear it. Go fuck yourself. That was basically what you said.
Yeah.
Don't give me your condemnation, right?
Yeah, save it for the show.
Save it for the show. No, but you were talking to some woman who trashed something you did. And it's like, Henry's watching this, right? So I posted the other day on Facebook, I said, giving a shout out to all the women who didn't get a chance to celebrate Mother's Day because they're never going to be mothers.
Right.
Right? And like Henry comes on and like this is what gets him in trouble. Is the disrespect on my wall.
Yeah.
He's already, well, what was that for? Why do you want to celebrate them? Right? I don't need your disrespect on my wall.
Yeah.
You want to do that on your wall? Go ahead. Not on my wall. Right?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? do you know who I am? I don't need your disrespect, So the thing that this woman, I'm imagining, or somebody has done to you is they've disrespected you because they're telling you you're going to be there at such and such a time, and then they send the text and they say, I'm not going to be there. You're getting disrespected. They're not respecting you. That's what From Satire did to me. He didn't respect me. So I deleted his ass. I don't have time for people who don't respect me. You're either with me or you're gone. Right? We talked about this. Yeah. You're either on Rab's team or you don't exist. I don't have time or interest, or as you say, or energy to try to, to do, where you take it a step further. You want everything your way or the highway. I don't necessarily have to have everything my way, but just don't disrespect me.
Right.
Don't disrespect me. What are we looking at now?
The Pasha.
Okay, is that the art scroll?
The art scroll.
I call it the Stone Edition.
Yeah. So a lot of blessings at the beginning of this week's Pasha, if you abide by the commandments. So what do these blessings mean? Do they mean that the individual Jew who keeps mitzvot, everything's going to be blessed? Because look at the lives of Rabs and I.
Oh, Jesus.
If you want to know about the happiness and the inner peace and the joy, the serenity, the tranquility, and the